So guys, it's the new year, and we just have this brand new starting point for what we want to accomplish in our lives. You know, I just took some time to look over my 2016 year, all the goals that I had set for myself, and really look at what I did well, what I maybe didn't do so well, what I did accomplish, what I have to carry over into this new year, what I can improve upon, and what I can be really proud of achieving in my life over the last year. And I can tell you that 2016 was such an amazing, incredible year for me. I got more accomplished in 2016 than I think I've done in the entire 5 years previous of that. And I was able to set some really amazing goals for myself and knock out so many of those. And the ones that I didn't necessarily accomplish or fulfill all the way, I was able to get a really good start on. And I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew at the start of the year. I set some amazing goals for myself, and I really set a lot of those. And I realized halfway through the year that I was doing so much stuff that it was really hard for me to focus on everything that I needed to do, especially the big things in my life that I need to keep consistent and constant. Very specific examples of that is I own Elevated Clothing, and a big part of what I'm doing over the last couple of years is just investing everything I have into Elevated Clothing to keep it growing, to keep it expanding. We're launching all over the world right now in lots of different countries. We're down in Australia. We have a handful of European countries coming on at the start of this year, and just doing some amazing things. But the problem with Elevated is it's growing like crazy, but it takes all of my money. So everything I make from it, I'm trying to build an incredible entire company out of this. And so I tend to put every dollar that I make back into the company, which is great because it keeps growing exponentially. And I fully believe that everything I invest into it, I'm going to get back 100-fold. And so I have no problem doing that. But sometimes I feel like, man, there's just not enough money coming into my life because I'm pushing everything I have into this passion of mine, which is Elevated. And so at the start of last year, I realized, I'm gonna create some more income streams into my life that I can sustain the rest of my life with, that I can begin to grow in other areas of my life and push my finances in other places and invest in other things and just get lots of streams of income coming in as an entrepreneur, not just a single business owner. And that was really maybe the last year and a half or 2-year goal. But last year was a big one. I just said that is what I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna push Elevated aside a little bit. I'll still keep working on it really hard, but not as hard as I typically do. And I'm gonna take some of that focus and put it into 5 or 6 other areas to create more income streams for myself, to teach others, to do some other things that I'm passionate about as well. And I knocked out so many goals. I built a handful of new websites. I got some really amazing things going on. But out of that, I realized a lot of my focus is going over here, not as much as going back over to Elevated as it needs to. And so I kind of bounced back and forth and shifted a few times throughout the year on where does my focus need to be. Because one of the most important things as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is focus, right? We can get so caught up in wanting to do so many amazing things in our life, but if we don't focus on one thing and get it to a place where it's good, then we can lose all the momentum that we've started. And that's really what I find when I encounter so many other entrepreneurs, is they pursue so many things and they tend to jump from thing to thing to thing to thing, and they never give it the focus, the attention, and the effort that it requires to get to a good place where it actually starts to take care of them. And I was trying to be really sensitive about that. Elevated's good, it's growing on its own. I can step away and it continues to grow exponentially, which is incredible. But I also want to make sure that I don't lose that momentum that I've built up over the last handful of years, because it's in such an amazing place right now. I need to push into that and keep it growing. But I also have a few other pursuits that I want to focus on. And I just have to make sure I don't jump too much from one thing to the other to the other.